Hey, welcome back to another video. This is going to be another one of those one-pager videos where I spotlight a particular artist and look at one page of their comics. So it's sort of a short overview rather than one of my longer style study videos, but in the same vein. So anyway, this one is going to be about Chris Samnee, great, fantastic contemporary comic book artist. You might know him from his work on Captain America, Daredevil, Black Widow. I think he's currently doing a book called Firepower. I read the first couple of issues, really great stuff. Chris Samnee kind of comes from that Alex Toth school of art where there's a real economy of line. Every line that's put down on the page is there for a reason, and it's there to describe whatever he is trying to illustrate. And there's a heavy black and white, high contrast kind of feel to his art. The colorist that he works with, I think it's Matt Wilson. They work together quite a bit, and Matt Wilson does such a terrific job on his art. But if you ever get the chance just to look at the black and white versions of his pages, I definitely recommend doing so because they're so well thought out and balanced in terms of just black and white. And for mainstream superhero comics, I feel like you could run his whole series of Daredevil or Captain America without any color, and it would still have the same kind of impact. They're really strong pieces of art. In fact, I have one of his artist editions for a particular run of his on Daredevil. It's incredible. It's at the full size, 11 by 17, and they're just photographs of the original artboard. So it's the closest thing I can get to actually seeing his original art in person, and man, it's awesome. Very few mistakes. It's quite masterful in many ways. So I picked this particular page. This is the last page of a Daredevil issue that I remember reading when he was working with Mark Waid on Daredevil. I picked this page because I really like the storytelling. It's super subtle, very sort of human, even though this is a superhero comic. There's just a really nice kind of natural, slow pacing to this page. But I think it's just really well done. In the first panel here, we got Matt Murdock coming back from a long day of either being a lawyer or fighting crime. And he makes his way up the stairs as he's sort of taking his tie off, taking his shoes off, taking his shirt off, and then getting into his bedroom, taking off his glasses, and just hitting the hay because he's exhausted. He's sort of had it. And for me, this page, it's really this last panel. Such an impactful, just a great drawing. You could really see Chris Samnee's just attention to body language and the way he draws the figure in that particular pose. You could really feel that Matt Murdock is like really pressing into that bed with his head sort of like falling into the pillow. I love the little detail here of his hand still kind of clenched into a fist. It kind of just gives the feeling that he just put his head down and he's not quite asleep yet because his hand is still in a fist, but he's right about to pass out. And I feel like we've all been there at the end of a long day. It's just a very relatable panel, and it's just so well drawn. Even just this little sliver of light over here coming in from the door that's slightly open. You could see there's not that many lines in this panel right here, but everything suggests things so clearly. You have some of the books on the headboard here. You have the phone, the glasses that he put down, and again, that really dramatic shadow. And then everything else just sort of fades into black and is kind of carved out of that. And yeah, just really beautiful the way he's able to get across the wrinkles in the bed, and the pillows with very few lines. It's really well done. Use of silhouette is wonderful. Great way of framing this panel with some of these kind of abstract shapes that are there to describe the door open, what I'm assuming is the window back there. So one of the hardest things to do when you're drawing comics is to draw those everyday kind of things. I'd imagine too, for an artist who's working specifically on superhero comics, it's a lot more fun to draw the fight scenes and the explosions and stuff like that. But to have a mainstream superhero artist pay just as much attention to like objects like this, like that's very easily read as a reclining sort of love seat chair. That's a table right there, table shelf area. That's the corner of the bed, the door. But he's not using that many lines to describe it. He's kind of just carving it out of these heavier black areas. It's a really graphic and simple way to describe very everyday objects and things. To me, that's the sign of a really well-rounded comic book artist. Someone who's able to draw superheroes and fight scenes and exaggerated anatomy, but then someone who's able to draw something like this, which is very naturalistic and organic and I guess reflective of our reality, for lack of a better term. And to be able to do both of those in the same comic, that's some really high level stuff, and it just makes the reading experience that much better for the reader. And as an artist, just to see another artist able to flex different kinds of muscles all within the same story, that's really impressive and very inspiring to me. So anyway, this is not like your most exciting superhero page out of a superhero comic, but I always remembered this page for some reason. I remember I used to really love this run on Daredevil when Chris Samnee was with Mark Waid writing it, and the stories were so great, just really well done stories. And I remember just this particular page being feeling very much like what this character is feeling. So I thought I would share it with all of you. Anyway, if you're not familiar with some of Chris Samnee's work, I'll try to remember to leave a link or two down below where you can check out some of his other stuff. And stay tuned for the next video. I have a whole bunch of artists that I want to get to in this kind of a series that I'm working on. Comment down below if you have them. And also if you have any recommendations or requests for artists for me to cover in some of these shorter videos, that would be great. If they resonate with me, I'd love to make a video about it. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.